Welcome back to Where Are We Growing? I'm really excited because the amount of people who've been like, where have you guys been? I've been really pumped to like sit down and chat.
Astonishing. Thank you guys for all your support, by the way.
It kind of feels like we're recording for people now because before it was just like, oh, we're recording this podcast. Even our moms were like, where have you been?
Oh yeah, our moms were like the first two to be like,
our moms aren't even
where's this week's episode?
Yeah, my mom's like, it's been like a month. Hi, Mom. Okay, we're back.
Welcome to our unofficial season 2.
Yeah, unofficial. We kind of have had a lot going on. I mean, I moved recently. Brendan decided to get a full-time job.
Yeah, I made the mistake of getting a job.
That's stupid, which we're trying to fix. Oh my god, did you just spit all over?
Yeah, the straw fell out of my mouth. So.
Amazing. Straws.
But yeah, things just kind of got super busy for both of us, and now we're trying to realign our schedules.
Yeah, we've hardly seen each other. It's not like there's been like 100 times where we try to sit down and record and it doesn't happen, but we're here and we're doing it. And we're really excited. It's kind of a fun break from like whatever we have to do. We can just sit down and just like
just talk.
Because
I feel like we were just like up each other's butts so much that like,
we were like, come on,
we were like lying. We're like, what are you up to this week? And we just like say things that we both already fully know.
It's like fucking A. I swore. Oopsie daisy. But anywho, we're back better than ever. And we're here to talk about moving with plants. But Brandon, what have you been like doing? How are you?
I've been doing good.
Yeah, your hair looks nice.
Thank you.
It's nice and like silvery.
It's getting there. I think I need to do.
You've been through a journey.
Oh yeah, you guys. My hair is just a variety of colors, as you see on my social media, and that's not really intended. That just is what I have to do.
Oh yeah,
it's always an adventure with my hair.
What are we doing today? Honestly, last time when you put up a little question box on your Instagram, and you're like, "What should I do with my hair?" and I wanted to type in, "Just fucking leave it alone." Just give it a break.
Some people
but I didn't say anything, and I think by the end of the day, you were like, "I should have just left it alone."
A couple of people said, "Dye it like a variegated leaf." I'm like, "That'd be cool,"
but
I don't know how I do that.
Yeah, that's no.
Then I ended up dyeing it blue, and I hated it, so I didn't show anyone.
Yeah, you never took a picture with the blue?
Well, no, I just had that one picture where I literally look like Hades from Hercules.
It was a fun blue. I liked it. But
I just don't think it was me.
Yeah, it was fun. But
yeah.
I need a haircut really bad, but it's whatever. I don't know. Haircuts are so like, for me, when it's like super long. I mean, when your hair's getting long, it's like annoying and in your way, but I can't really tell. Mm-hmm. But I know it needs to.
Because you've just got luscious locks.
Oh, I try. I can tell that it's like long now because my hair's been through it as well. It was like broken and damaged like a year ago, and now I need to. Now it's super long. I used to have extensions because it was so dang like sad. Oh, is your roomie home?
Yeah, I think Brenna just got home. I think she's grabbing the garbage can.
Shout out Brenna.
Hey Brenna.
If you're listening. But anyways, we were talking about moving with plants. That would probably be perfect because I moved recently. We've both moved a bunch of times with plants.
Well, I've only moved once with a large quantity.
Yeah, and you moved you've probably moved the longest, like, or the farthest.
I moved 5 hours. 5 hours of plants.
How much was it just one trip?
Yeah.
You put all your plants
it was
in there with
one trip in 2 legs.
Oh, so you had to put all your plants in there with your like belongings as well?
Yes, so I had to bring all my plants to my parents' house, bring them all inside, sit there for a couple days. And then I had to put them all back in the car because it was February. And then drive up to Minneapolis with the plants. So it was definitely an adventure.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that because did you have to get rid of a lot of plants before you left?
I didn't get rid of a single one. I only had the plants that were like for sale.
Oh, dang. I can't do it.
I don't remember how many there were at that point.
So how many times have you moved with plants then?
I've moved a couple, but for whatever reason, I tend to move in winter, which is not good. And I have learned from the past that you have to be very careful with the subarctic temperatures because I have had plants where... And of course, it wasn't when I was like into plants. They were just like casually there. But even opening the door at the gas station and getting enough Arctic air in there, dead.
Oh, yeah.
Death to them all.
Okay, Wendy. Yeah, leaving plants, getting them super cold in a car or even like super hot. I had a friend recently who moved from here to Colorado. Hi, Nelson, if you're listening. And he got there, I think, super late and was just like, I'm tired. I'm going to run inside and sleep. And then the next morning, a bunch of the plants were toasted already. Yeah, very sad. And plants can like, it was just like on some leaves. So like they're all bouncing back, I think, just fine. But it's never fun because... I don't know. It happens really quickly, and it can get like... Especially
the heat. Oh my God.
It's horrible. Yeah, the plant like turns black.
Because when it's cold, you can't see it right away. It's just, it like freezes the inside and then it slowly dies.
Yeah.
But like when it's in a hot car,
yeah,
literal black.
Like microwaved your plant.
Like you don't even... And it shrinks. It's like... It doesn't even look like a plant anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty pitiful. And I know some plants can get really expensive and it's hard to replace some of them. It's pretty tragic. I also can't imagine, like, our heart goes out to people dealing with flooding in plants. Can you imagine, like, being on the first floor of some of those apartments where it's been flooding recently and all of your plants are just, like, underwater?
Yeah. Or, like, the power outage in Texas earlier this summer. Like, I know people who lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in plants.
It's even the Pacific Northwest got a lot of heat this year too, where they don't even have air conditioning. That was something I learned this year.
They just open the windows for some breeze.
Yeah, they're like, we don't have AC here. I'm like, what? I thought about that when I drove by a bar recently in Northeast that says air conditioned. It's specified. It gets cold up here, but it also gets very hot up here too in Minnesota. Very extreme.
I feel like this summer I haven't been able to go outside that much because it's been just hot.
Yeah, we're in our nice, like, the last, like, nice days. A lot of, like, people are active in the neighborhood, walking around.
Yeah, it's going to be, like, a week of nice weather, and then it's going to snow next week.
Last year, because of the global warming, the snow is being, like, pushed out a little bit. So sometimes we've been having brown Christmases here and there, and sad. Yeah. And then it's been like super cold, like less snow, but it's been like insanely cold, which we'll talk about winterizing plants in another like episode. But yeah, moving with plants, you don't think about it too much until it actually is about to happen. And then you're like, oh my God, this is like, it kind of encompasses a lot of the stuff you have, you know? Just like in how much room they take up when you have to pack them. It's a lot.
They take up so much room because you can't just throw them in a box.
Yeah, you have to pack them like together and you can't really stack them on top of each other.
Yeah.
I had to, I made most of the trips, I think all of them by myself when I moved recently because I was only moving like 10 to 15 minutes away. And it took me 10 carfuls of plants. Yeah, I didn't really get rid of a lot beforehand.
Did you put them in boxes though, or did you just put them in the
car? There's some of them that would just sit in the front seat and then in the like.
Because I think the only reason I was able to take just one trip is unless they fit in a box that I could close, they just were loose.
Yeah, they're all over the place. I'd sometimes have them like in the back seat on the floor. They would be like buckled in, whatever. But I'm a big believer in using the big totes. Like the big, you leave the top open usually. And the deeper the tote, the better, because a lot of the damage that can happen when moving with plants is like not really being in the car and moving, in my experience, but like when you are like moving them from like the house to the car or something like that like transfer is where a lot of mishaps occur and disasters. It can
especially
be very
for the
sad.
Bigger ones.
Oh yeah, there's something.
Everything breaks off.
You grab like a plant, something falls over, all the leaves come off. Ugh. But we'll be posting some pictures on our Instagram, just of like what we've done and what it's looked like when we move. We'll gather up all the pictures we can. I tried to document like as if I was going to be like making a TikTok about it, but it just never freaking happened.
I'm trying to remember if I did.
I
don't remember when I moved because I was like, let's launch a business and then move 6 hours away the next day.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, that was happening like
remember together. When I was like, I was supposed to be packing to move and I had to do 6 hours of packaging plants.
Oh my God. Were you also like Ubering at the same time too?
Yes.
Oh,
it was
what a
truly
mess.
a nightmare.
Not fun. But yeah, I made a bunch of trips. And the thing is, I don't trust like Eddie, my boyfriend, like he's not a plant person. So I was like, I'll do the plant moving. You can do the heavy lifting of other things, but I prefer to like have control over the plants because I'm going to be the nicest to them, you know?
I forgot. When I dropped mine off at my parents' house, I had my mom take my car and bring all the plants.
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, But she did such a good job. I was so impressed.
Oh, yay. Shout out Lisa.
Apparently she used to have plants like before I was born. Because she like
Well,
she's
a mom. She knows how to drive with babies in the car.
Yeah.
She should know how to drive with plants. Taking those corners very slowly.
Yeah, she did a good job. I was very impressed. So
it's not an easy task. Because I think I've moved with plants, I don't know, at least 4 times, and not the most recent time, obviously, but when I was moving out of my 2 apartments ago, I had to get a U-Haul just for my bird of paradise.
Oh yeah,
It was humongous because I didn't want to lay it down. I didn't really want the leaves to rip because if I put it in the back of someone's like truck,
and
I'd have to go on the freeway and it would be like torn apart. I can't do that. And that thing is big. And now it's stuck at my mom's. I was going to take it to my new apartment and I never moved.
I don't think I've seen a bird of paradise that big, like in a personal collection ever.
What? Nah, there's big ones out there.
Like I've seen,
especially up north, we don't have big bird of paradise. That's a tropical big plant.
Like I've seen like a couple in like businesses and stuff like that,
or big fake ones or something.
Yeah.
Even some in the malls. Like if you go to the Galleria in Edina, they have a bunch of bird of paradises. Oh, they have tons of plants, and they have a Bachman's inside there too.
Wait, what? Since when?
They have a Bachman's inside the Galleria. Yeah, I go to that one all the time. If I have to drive Eddie to work, I'll pop in there and be like, "What do they got going on here?" How do I know that? Yeah, it's right by the Crave or something. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Go in there. Yeah. They have like weird, or they have different hours than the other ones because they're inside a mall. Yeah. But it's nice when I'm down there. If I'm near Southdale, I'll go pop in there.
We've been to like every Bachman's together besides that one.
Yeah.
And the White Bear Lake one, I just discovered that one.
It's pretty small because it's just like an actual like shop.
Is it like boutique-y?
Yeah, it's like that. But they always have like the recent, it's mainly houseplants. Obviously, they don't have like outdoor stuff there, so they got the good stuff.
Oh my god!
I actually found one of my confetti syngoniums there. They only had one, and I was like, you're mine. You're coming home with me.
I want waffle fries.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry, people who are not on TikTok. You're like, what are these fuckers talking about?
These psychopaths.
Are you on berries and cream TikTok?
Oh, I've been on berries. Like,
oh my god.
Okay, I think I was on berries and cream TikTok before most people were on berries and cream TikTok. It's been a while.
I don't even watch them all the way through, but the second I hear it, I swipe.
But
I'm over it. I can't handle it.
Good soup TikTok.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I love good soup TikTok.
That's better than berries and cream TikTok. Is annoying. I can't do it. I'm really into like the stories on TikTok recently. I like hearing people's family drama. I like hearing people's like. They're like, let me tell you what's going on, you guys. Or this happened at work today. I'm like, tell me the deets. I love when I catch it late enough to where all the parts are already uploaded. I'm like, oh, let's get some popcorn.
There's nothing worse because I will never check back on a part one.
My algorithm's pretty good. The part 2 will come back up on my For You page all the time. I love it. Not a whole lot of plants are on my For You page. Sorry, guys. It's some goofy stuff. I'll share on my Instagram stories sometimes and be like, this is the type of plant talk plants I see.
How did you do that?
Like, not get on Plant Talk?
Yeah, I have too many plant accounts. Like, I mean,
I follow a lot, but sadly, I think I interact with non-plant things more. So slowly, my For You page has been like, oh, you don't want to see plant stuff, I guess. And I'm like,
and it's like I do want to see it, but it's like that's why I made
I see plant stuff on Instagram.
My burner account. Yeah. So like, then I don't use my burner account to like get on the TikTok that I want to be on.
I do need to have a separate account because I want to be commenting on TikToks. But people find me. I commented on something and someone said, girl, you're everywhere. What?
Because you pop up first.
Yes. When you like open the comments on something, if someone has commented that you follow.
Because sometimes.
Have you been getting notifications where it's like, hey, like this person also commented on a video that you commented on?
No.
Yeah, I've been getting those. TikTok's been a little bit nosy, intrusive. What's been going on?
I get a little off the cuff late at night sometimes.
Yeah, it'll be like...
And then all of a sudden it's like 400 people liked your comment. And I'm like...
You won't even... Like, I won't even have to like... You won't have to at me, but if you comment on a TikTok that I commented on, it'll give you a notification that's like, Brandon commented on this TikTok too. And it literally tells me your whole comment there in my notification. What the heck? That's a little much. And honestly, it's usually notifications for people I don't know. And I'm like, what? Okay, I don't care. Because I follow a lot of people, so it just tells me what everyone's saying. All right.
I haven't gotten any of those, thankfully.
But Anywho.
Back to moving with plants.
So, how do you think that, or I don't know, tell me some horror stories. What are some, like, plants that you remember, like, having a little tumble?
Yeah, my first horror story, it was, so like, when you live in the dorms in Eau Claire, you can't stay there for the winter. Yeah. And so you have to go home. Mm-hmm. And, like,
You're gone for, like, 5 weeks.
Yeah. And so I brought my plants with me, and it must have been warm, but when I came back, it was -40. I don't know. Just like crazy cold. Mm-hmm. And we stopped to get gas in Cadott at that, like, you probably have never really driven that way, but there's like a gas station with like a lot of flags. I don't know. Like just weird. I don't know what the flags are. Anyway, we got gas there and I like opened the door and I had a lucky bamboo. And it was like this plant that I had kept alive for so long. I was so proud of myself. And roasted.
Oh no. Just completely brown.
Just from opening the door to get gas. Because I was so I had it like in the front seat with me because I was just like,
from the cold.
I can't let this is so important to me.
Sad. That's so tragic. I did bring I had one plant die like at the dorms with me because I lived in the basement. Not so sure what I thought I was going to be doing with a cactus down in the basement, but it turned to mush eventually, but that's not moving. But when I did move to Eau Claire and I came back, I did have some cacti in my room. My mom never went in there, obviously. Like, she always acts like there was like an atomic bomb in my room or something. She'd be like, I don't want to go in there. No, it's okay. Like, I prefer not to go in your room. Because it's just so repulsive to her. Just so messy. But anyways, there was a couple cacti that I'd gotten from Home Depot and she didn't go water them. So they were just like gray. Completely shriveled and gray. And they were obviously in little 2-inch pots. I mean, they died in seconds, I'm sure. But anyways, I didn't move with those, but I feel like the first thing that's coming to mind right now is my my oldest plant that I have right now, which is my big Monstera deliciosa that I got as a cutting from my dad. Hi, Dad. It had gone from like 2 leaves to 5, and then I brought it on my first little move with me when I moved to Dinkytown for the first time, and 3 of the petioles bent. Yeah, and obviously I didn't know like a whole ton about like plant anatomy at the time. Like I had been having plants for a while, but I'd never really done something like that to a plant. So I was like,
like how bent? How like it was like. It was like bent and then it like stayed in that shape?
Completely creased. Yeah, completely creased. Yikes. And I was like, shoot. So I think I do have some pictures of it too. I was very sad because it was like my coolest plant. It was hard to get a Monstera like already big at that time.
Yeah, even a year ago they were hard to get.
Now there's big Monsteras all over the place, but it was hard to get something mature. And this was well over 2 years ago now. And I think at least 2, maybe 3 of the petioles had bent, and I had to chop the leaves off, and it went back down to 2 or 3 leaves. And now it's like big and bushy. There's a little chunk of it at the bottom that's like missing a bunch because it's the plant that's moved with me the most, so it's kind of been through it. But now it seems to be like, okay, I don't know. She's looking happy. People always say like, oh my God, it looks so good. Because it's green, obviously. Well, like if it's not like browning up or whatever, it looks good to people. But I know that this plant is
now that I think about it, I didn't have any true casualties from moving, but my big Monstera, a couple of the petioles folded.
It was tragic.
And they were like my favorite leaves.
That's why I say it's hard with plants that big, but when you have stuff like anything, I mean, especially plants that you invest a lot in, they only have a few leaves. If you're like one of us crazy collectors, it could be the whole plant that's just done. I mean, not like completely dead, but you're like, dang, I worked so hard for these leaves or this one leaf and it's gone. It's very sad. And my most recent move, I was putting all my plants in a tote, one of the big plastic tote bin things, and my cat was getting a little bit curious, and she launched herself into the bin, and I knew she was getting curious. I could tell. I was feeling the vibe, so I was nearby, and thankfully I caught her like mid-jump. But as I grabbed onto her, she yanked. I'm guessing that's how it happened, because I wouldn't have like broken this plant any other way, but there was a new leaf coming out on my squammy, and like the tip of it got decapitated. So now it's like a half leaf. It's come out now.
Aw.
And it's very sad. So I'm going to chop that. It's going to turn into a propagation. So, but that was not very fun. I'm glad it was that and not something else, though, because I didn't want like something like my big capria. If any of those leaves bent, I'd be sad because there's only a few of them. Which, by the way, my smaller capria, like the leaves or the roots completely like rotted off. I mean, not rotted off. You guys are hearing this first. I haven't really talked about this on anything.
Yeah, you haven't told me this at all.
Yeah, no one knows about this. I was like, because when I saw it, I was like, you're fucking kidding me. Ugh! And I just threw it in moss, and I'm like, don't look at me. But I pulled it out. Like, it was kind of flopping over in leca, which has been doing fabulous in leca. It's been like flopping over a little bit. This was like a month ago. It was right after I moved, and I pulled it out, and I'm like, there's like no roots on this. None of them seem rotted off, but they seemed like they were yanked off. Like,
do you feel like maybe they like dried up and got brittle? Because that's what happened to my dragon.
They looked really like the ones that were still left in the pot looked really healthy. I was like, what the heck happened?
Because I tried to adjust mine, and because it was like falling, so I like took it out of the leca and I put it back in, but I didn't put it deep enough. They dried
from the top,
and so yeah, they dried from the top, and
maybe it was something like that. Because I'm like, none of them seemed rotted. And the base of the plant didn't seem rotted, but now it's in moss, and it's in my cabinet, and I'm sad about it. But my bigger one seems to be doing okay. There was a leaf unfurling while I moved, and just so you guys know, if you have like leaves that are in the middle of doing their thing, and you bring them to like your house, don't be surprised if like the change in, temperature, lighting, humidity, everything, will kind of make the plant like pause a little bit, and maybe the leaf that's growing out might be a little bit like wonky. It's pretty normal.
Just give it time.
But there are some plants that, it can kind of take up to a month or more for you to really notice your plants, like how they've acclimated and, how they're going to be doing there, if they're going to make it or not. I don't think I had any complete casualties moving. So, my Tradescantias were not happy. Those things do not move well.
No.
A lot of my alocasias are also acting up, but it's that time of year, so I think a lot of people are dealing with alocasia problems right now. But
like my Friedict outside, you're like, oh, look at this cute little Friedict.
I know. I'm like
admiring
I'm admiring all of Brighton's plants. He's like, yeah, that one has mites. That one has thrips. That one has this, and I'm like, but they all look so cute.
Like, yeah, they were big plants, but now they're small plants.
It's annoying. I can't imagine. It's a lot to have to take care of your own plants and then take care of like good plants that are going to people's homes, because you never want to send a pest infested plant to someone's home.
It's a lot. Like, I have almost 300 plants.
Yeah, now you're growing them down in the basement. They've infiltrated into Brenna's space.
Yeah.
It wasn't long before that happened, I guess. She knew it was coming. Be honest, Brenna. Are you hoping to maybe expand and get a space?
I think we at least need to look into getting a studio.
Yeah. I'd love to come and check on your plants for you. I just want to be a plant babysitter.
That would be a great career.
I was kind of telling my dad about how there's people who go and like repot plants for people, like like Tanner the planter or whatever, or something on TikTok. I commented on his video where he was going and doing repotting services, and I had asked him, have you ever talked about how much like stuff like this costs? And he said like $100 an hour plus like supplies, and I'm like, holy crap!
Well, okay,
$100 an hour.
Okay. So me and Sam have dabbled in this a little bit, but we want to start going to nursing homes and doing classes. Because it's like $150 an hour.
To go and talk to old people?
Yeah, and like tell them about plants.
They pay people to come in and like do little shows?
Like, yeah.
I did not know that. I didn't know there was a market for like old, like, entertainment.
Literally, my boss is like, I don't know why you're not doing this, because the amount of money I pay these entertainers is insane.
Oh, and you're like, okay, I might have to look into this.
I'm like, and then I could do like, we could like be like, oh, it's like the base price, and then each person pays like $20, and I bring a pot and a plant. Doesn't that sound like a dream?
Sounds like a fun way to do stuff.
So,
but I was explaining to my dad, like, if people are paying people to do like landscaping outside, right? And now that houseplants are a big thing, people are paying for people to come in and like
housecape.
House plantscape. Isn't that a brand? Plantscape.
Oh yeah.
Copyright. But it's a thing. People have it in their budget, to do stuff like that. It's pretty, the fact that I'm paying my neighbor to mow my lawn is pretty fancy to me.
You have help. You have some help.
So,
I'm the help at this house.
I don't have that much help. They have a whole like family though, so he like tag teams like some other dude to come and
I
like,
love
do
mowing
it.
lawns. I've always
I
been
hate mowing lawns. I think though because I had asked my mom early on as a kid, like, "Hey mom, I can help you," and then I was just mowing the lawn. Yeah, it was now my thing, and that's like a one. Okay, we had like a pretty. It wasn't a huge yard, but it was a good, like, pretty big-ish yard. I don't know. It would like take me at least an hour to mow it.
Yeah.
And it was not very fun. I did not like it. Plus, it's very overstimulating. Something very loud like that for me. I didn't have like fun. They're the big noise canceling headphones or anything.
Yeah, that's why I like it, because I like stick in headphones that I don't hear the noise, and I'm just like shirtless in the sun, pushing this little thing, and I'm just like jamming. I'm in nature.
I hated it. It was not fun. Also, the whole. I think my mom would do the edging though. I don't know what is that thing called.
Well, I call it weed whacking, but I think it's called edging is technically what it's called.
But that thing scares me. The fact that it's
it
just
is
like
scary. It's really frightening, but it's like that sick satisfaction of like, look at that crisp line.
Why are we talking about outdoor shit? Well, now that so for those of you who don't know, I moved from like a 600 square foot apartment into a 3-bedroom house.
Is this the first house you've lived in, like, on your own?
Yeah. And now I'm like, dude, we need like things.
It's a whole different vibe.
It's a whole thing. My mom got me a thing of like to spray the windows for bugs in the winter so they don't come in. I'll spray around the door frames and around the house.
It works.
We have some, have some crazy bugs out there.
The first house I ever moved into, it was like disgusting.
Oh, yeah. We would always have big box elder bug problem at my mom's house because we lived in like a white house, and apparently if you have like a lighter colored house, they like flock to your home.
I didn't know what box elder bugs were until I went to Eau Claire, and I was like, what are these giant bugs everywhere?
Horrendous. I mean, they're not that big, but they come in the masses.
I would say they're pretty big compared to most bugs. Like
most
beetles. It's a large beetle.
I suppose like if I lived somewhere
like
where there were
bug,
like
but...
I could not live somewhere where there's like roach problems. So
oh no.
I would lose my mind.
I was in Nashville and I was at a bar and I saw like a roach crawl down the wall and like go behind the soda machine, and I was like
I would not let my feet touch the floor. I
literally cross-legged on the stool.
Oh my god. No, I can't do it. But roaches come in like all shapes and sizes now. When I see like, they're like, oh, it's a little like a roach the size of a box elder bug almost. And I'm like, gross. Nasty. And when you like de-roach a place, they just go to the next unit. So if your neighbor like has a roach problem and they like actively are trying to get rid of it, they're gonna like come to your place if you have like a duplex. Can't do it. Anyways. So I don't know if I have any more horror stories that I can think of, but like I've kind of perfected. Use laundry bins. Ooh. Laundry baskets.
I don't have any laundry baskets, but what are your best tips? Like, what are the things that you would tell everyone to do? So
it's pretty customary, I think I've noticed, for people to purge some plants or get rid of any plants you don't want. Like, if you're like, I don't want to go through the effort of having this, like, take up space in my car. Like, I don't want to move this.
I do find it crazy when they're like, I'm moving, I'm selling every plant I own.
Oh, that's weird to me. That's sad.
And some people have, like, amazing collections. They're like, I just don't want any of it anymore.
Yeah, they're like, well, people have to, like, get out of the country, and they're like, well, I can't bring any of these with me. I'm like, that's really tragic. There's some plants that take you forever to find. And I mean, I suppose there's always like, you can just go and like buy certain plants, whatever. But I don't know. A lot of these plants I've traded for, and I just don't think I could ever get rid of some of them. Yeah. It's sad. Or some of them are gifts. I can't think of getting rid of some of them. So it gets harder and harder every time. But I always recommend to get rid of any plants. You can sell them if you want to make some like extra like cash, because moving can be expensive. But you can use a lot of things you already have for like moving actual plants, like laundry bins, laundry baskets, just like any plastic totes. Because if you're able to make multiple trips, I mean, that's awesome. Good for you. But even like you can take hanging plants and put them on the floor of your car, or you can like
hang them on the little
the hook thing in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of different ways that you can have plants like up in your car. You can fit a lot of them. but or you could like if you're moving a lot at once, I suppose you would like put things on the bottom and have plants on top.
Yeah.
Is that usually how you do it?
That's what I did with some of mine. Like I would have boxes and then I would put the plants on top of the boxes. I just had to make it like in a way that it wouldn't all fall.
Yeah, it's it can be scary when you finally like open up the back of the car and things come tumbling down.
Like listening to Holly moving to Florida with the U-Haul full of plants.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
I was seeing the like stories like, oh, we're here now.
Like
or,
LA
like,
to Florida. That's like, is there any?
And with dogs.
Is there any farther you can go? Like in the continental U.S. I don't know.
Because she went down south in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she's way down there. That's crazy. So many people went to the Air show down there.
It looks so fun, but
couldn't make it.
It's just so much work.
Yeah, it seems like COVID down there right now. Probably not a good idea.
Oh yeah, no. I was like, I all the posts about people like being like, I can't believe all these people went to there, and the fact that it didn't have any actual guidelines. Like, I mean, you could obviously.
It looked like there were people kind of like spaced out outside. But I'm like,
I don't know.
Pretty nuts. Maybe next year.
I'm vaccinated and still terrified. Like,
yeah, I don't want to do it. Plus, that's a long road trip, or a long flight. I don't know. I don't like flying either way, and that's a long car ride for us down there. But someday, I haven't really had fun in Miami at all. I've been to a bunch of different places in Florida, but I have not dabbled in Miami much at all.
Yeah, and my Miami experience was very brief.
Yeah, I'm not a big partier, so it doesn't seem like my type of thing.
Yeah,
but
the only reason I went was because we were going to a club that Nicki Minaj was at.
You were stalking Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
Well,
I was 12 feet away from her.
Oh my god.
I'll have to show you pictures.
Oh, that's crazy because now we know she's an anti-vaxxer.
Well, not quite decided anti-vaxxer, technically.
Oh my god! Did you hear that the White House was like trying to intervene?
Yeah,
they're like, we need
she like, you know how they do like the weekly whatever, where that lady with the, I don't know, the reddish hair. She's like, she's a
badass.
Someone was like, what does Joe Biden think about Nicki Minaj being an anti-vaxxer? And she's like, we actually reached out to Mrs. Minaj.
Oh my god, Mrs. Minaj.
To clear up some...
The CDC hit her up too. They were like, "But you gotta shut up." Everyone's like, "We need to take away Nicki Minaj's phone." But you know who needs their phone taken away? Trisha Paytas. But this is not a Trisha Paytas hating podcast.
I actually enjoy Trisha Paytas.
Oh, I can't. But I'm not shocked.
It's like a guilty pleasure.
I think that she should not like have a platform. She should not be on the internet.
I followed her for like 12 years now, and so like just seeing it all, it's like performative art to me.
Oh, it's like, what is going on here?
It's like it's all calculated. I mean, I know she has very severe mental health problems. She
needs help, yes.
But I feel like a lot of it is very orchestrated.
Yeah, it's like, what's Trisha going to say now? Have you seen, well, there's a whole TikTok called Contradictions of Trish. You can go and it'll like show a clip that she like told a story, and then it'll show like another clip of her telling the same story in like a completely different way. It's entertaining. That's my guilty pleasure. It's just like seeing hate videos about her, I guess. I don't hate a lot of people, but I'm like, oh.
Like, I don't hate her, but I love watching hate about it.
Yeah, she grinds my gears. Anyways. She probably kills plants. Trisha, I called you out.
If you'd like to be on the pod, let us know, and we'll talk about your plants with you.
No, oh my god, no, she would scare me. She's very talkative, and I think I would just go nonverbal. Really, I don't think I could do it. No, yeah, it's too much. Moving along. How many times have we had to say that? We're trying to pick out like, this is what's going to be like, guys. If you want longer episodes, I've gotten some feedback about like not having 2 episodes a week, and some people want 1, and I don't know if it means that Brandon has to edit less. It is what it is. If we have some weeks where we have like guests, we might do like 2 parts. It'll like, when it makes sense, we'll do it, but there's not really ways to do 2 different parts on moving with plants. There's not a whole lot to say, but yeah, as of now, I think I've figured out my moving strategies with plants. With the animals, it's a little tougher, but I've got my totes and I've got my stuff.
I'm trying to think back of what I did. Mine were all just in cardboard boxes.
I always recommend
with it open for the most part.
I recommend having I've gotten into the practice just now of having most plants in plastic pots. unless it's like for special reasons. It just makes it a lot easier to move a bunch of plants at once when they're in light plastic pots. Mm-hmm. It makes it a whole lot easier. Less heavy, less moving. Unless there's plants that I have that are super like top heavy. But then
it was hard because you know me, I don't have that many like decorative pots. Like that's really not a care of mine.
Yeah, we don't care about cute pots.
But like, even though I didn't have a ton, they were still hard to transport.
Oh my god, it's a pain in the butt. Moving a bunch of terracotta.
And I'm like, well, terracotta's the easiest, but like all the different like ceramics and metal and blah, 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 blah.
A bunch of different
and none
weird
of them
shapes.
fit into each other. I'm like,
weird shapes. Bunch of like circular pots that don't stack well.
Yeah. They don't fit nursery pots. I'm just like, who designed this?
What I've noticed though, the more I move with plants is the less cacti I have. They're just not fun to move with.
Well, I mean, I've never really been into cacti, but what do you think the motivation for?
I don't know. I used to have a bunch of big ones, like in like gallon pots, like big cacti.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to have a bunch, and I just slowly had gotten rid of them because I was like, I need to be able to like move a bunch of plants at once. And this was when I was living in apartments, so it was like really a pain in the butt to move anything. I'm like, I can't just be making trip after trip with cacti, so I just had to get rid of a bunch of them. And also, some of them that are really prickly, and they get you.
Oh God,
There goes your ankle cracking again. Mm-hmm. We're back. My
back with
ankles
the cracks.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I can't. Like cacti freak me out in general. They always have, and I think they're pretty, but like the pokiness just freaks me out.
I feel you. Everyone needs a good like corner cactus though.
Oh my God, where's my cactus scar?
Oh
yeah, here it is. Look at, we still got that big old scar.
Yeah, we were
Shout out Chicago Bloom.
Yeah,
big old cactus
at
got
Chicago
me.
Bloom, and yeah, I don't know what you're grabbing something. Or
I was because I had that elbow in the window, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this, and I went to go grab it, and then my skin just shredded.
It was a huge prickly cactus.
Like Nicole's like, what's that noise? And I'm like, that was my skin against a cactus. Look at me, I'm bleeding out.
You were like almost gushing blood. And didn't it like hurt a week later?
Yeah,
you were like,
a week later, it was
I'm infected.
Cacti poison.
Can you imagine? Do you think there are any cacti that could like give you diseases? I mean, if there's anything like on the tip of the prickle thing, then it goes into your skin. I guess anything can happen.
But are there
poisonous cacti?
Poison barbs?
I don't know. Let us know. Message us. We'd love to find out. Are there any like carnivorous plants that you're not supposed to touch? I don't know.
Well, it's kind of crazy how like poisonous like syngoniums and diphyllobacias are.
Oh, like our houseplants if we ever ate them?
Or like got them in your eye. Permanently blind. Never seen
it. Got them in your eye? Why would you get it in your eye? Blindness to them all.
Well, like what if you like cut it and it like squirted in your eye and then like, oops, well, I got diphyllobacia juice in my eye and now I can't see for the rest of my life.
I don't know what I cut open, but the like plant juice got all over me and I was like, is this gonna like corrode on my skin?
Okay, so I know you just got a diphyllobacia.
Camouflage.
Yes. You can like propagate, cut it kind of like how you would like a ficus.
Yeah.
Watch the milk that comes out. But keep Kaya away. She cannot be anywhere near it. Because apparently it's sweet and so pets like will go for it. But it's like it will kill them. Oh. It's like the most toxic plant besides like a sago palm to pets.
Even like peace lilies are pretty toxic too, right? They're like the flowers on the peace lilies.
It's honestly kind of terrifying.
You know what my cat's been doing is if I leave a box of dirt open anywhere, she pisses in it immediately. Every time. She's done it thrice. I learned my lesson. I just don't leave them out now. She's done it 3 times.
That's like Sam's cats. They pee over everything.
Oh, yeah. I think, Sam will send me videos and be like, oh, so-and-so just peed on like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? They must not be fixed.
She had this it was a couple years ago. She was like living with me for a little bit, and she had left her she had a work bag. It was like a beautiful.
Yeah, they pee in purses.
And yep, she's like I literally like brought it to work, and it was like dripping. I can't even imagine.
And the smell. I can't imagine the smell of cat piss in like a bag. That would be so bad. Anyways, one of my biggest tips. We're just like bouncing from topic to topic. Biggest tips I just thought about. When you're packing plants together in one big bin, they kind of have to be pot to pot.
Yeah,
because that's going to prevent anything from tipping over. Like no dirt, no spillage. We don't want any of that.
And another good tip is go to your local nursery and get the trays.
Yeah.
Because they have the ones with all the little circles, and normally they like have an abundance, and they will give you them for free.
Yeah,
and
like,
so
if
you have a lot of smaller plants, it works really well because then they're just stuck in the little holes.
Mm-hmm. Very easy. And sometimes if you want, you can take like tinfoil or plastic wrap and go over the pots, like the bottom of the pots. If you have like a big plant you need to lay down, just kind of act like you're about to ship it and cover the pot so that there's no dirt spilling out too. That's a good tip. If you have a long drive to make and you want to like take extra precautions, you may do so. But that's kind of all I've got. But what do you think people should expect when they have like their plants? They've just brought them home to their new place.
They'll definitely either plateau or decline a little bit.
Yeah, some plants might go completely. I mean, there's plants that
are just super sensitive. But I will say, if depending on the plant, make sure you research if it's one that like can revive itself, because there's a lot of plants that will drop their entire foliage, but they'll come back with little babies.
Not totally
like
dead.
Alocasias, anthuriums, like they will like just treat the little nub as if it's a full plant.
You have a pot of dirt.
Yeah, and it might come back.
Yeah, not all hope is lost. Pay attention to, think about your conditions before and now, like what do you need to like replicate? Do you have like
my last house
lights?
Was so drafty. This house, it's like hermetically sealed. So the humidity in here is like higher than average. So most of my plants are like, oh, I love this.
My humidity's been better too now that we're in like a house and not like a little apartment like that.
Yeah, your vent system was insane.
Yeah, it wouldn't go above like 30% in the old apartment.
I'd have bloody noses every day.
I'm not a bloody nose
dry
person.
out.
Yeah, I'm not a bloody nose person. I've never gotten one.
I've never had a bloody nose.
I've never had a bloody nose. No.
I mean, I don't get them that often, but
no.
Never. I gave myself one the other day. I was like trying to pick a boogie out, and my nails are a little too long, and I just like sliced the inside of my nose, and I was like, oh shit.
I can't imagine having like a mustache though, and then there's blood all up in the hairs.
No, one time I was driving home. It was the middle of the night. It was so dark.
No.
I was like, oh my god, I have such a runny nose, and it's just, I didn't know it was literally
it all
dripping.
Over your face.
No, it was just like dripping all over me, and I was like thinking it was snot, and I'm like, and then I was like, okay, this won't stop. This is weird. I don't normally get runny noses, and I pulled over in a car dealership where there was light, and I'm just covered in blood. Covered in blood.
Oh my god.
Death to them all.
That's like almost as bad as when I threw up all over myself in the car. Not good. Had like a 3-second warning. That'll happen. Can you imagine like throwing up all over your plants in the car if you're moving with them?
I had a big throw up when I was younger in the Blockbuster video.
Inside of Blockbuster?
It was SpaghettiOs. My mom was checking out, and I caught them in my mouth and was like chipmunking SpaghettiO puke, and I ran outside to the garbage.
Oh, nice. Ugh.
I don't know why it happened. I love SpaghettiOs.
I'm not really a pukey person, but
I'm not either, usually.
it was a fun way to start 2021. Food poisoning in my car. Not good. But yeah, I think that's all we've got for you guys for this week. We're really excited to be back.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. So
yeah, come back next week. I don't know what we're talking about.
I feel like probably winterizing plants is probably a good one. We can't push that one off.
Yeah, people need to know what to do. We're on the
cusp.
It's about to be cold. It's almost time for us in Minnesota.
It's gonna be 54 degrees tonight. It's cutting it close.
Yeah, people need to start bringing stuff in. I don't know where you're gonna put everything, but
I don't either. Well,
where can people find you, Brandon, if they want to follow you? What you got going on?
Find me on the Instagram, BR_Anaconda. I'm also TikTok, BR_Anaconda. Also, that sensitive plant reel I have, popping off. I get like 100 likes an hour.
Oh my God.
It's not that much, but like for
reels.
Instagram, for me, that's cool. Where I post a picture on Instagram, it's like 45 likes. I'm like, why
come on, people.
Anyway, you can find me on YouTube, Brandon Botanical.
Brandon
A couple weeks ago, I posted a new video. Oh, look at me. I posted
a couple weeks ago.
About anthuriums. And I do have more recorded. I just need to edit them.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a series about all of the different anthuriums I have.
Fun. People mention you a lot when they're talking about anthuriums. They're like, isn't it Brandon's into them?
I'm obsessed.
And I'm like, yes.
And you can check my website, monsterplant.co.
Use my code.
Yeah, if you're shopping for the dirt or the soil.
Soil and the spray.
Yeah, the soil and the spray. Use code Nicole10.
Yeah, use a little we love
support
a little
me,
discount.
support her. We both get paid.
We love getting paid.
And I actually, this will be posted before I have the event next weekend. And if you're in Minneapolis on Sunday, come to the pop-up event I'll be doing with
Sunday,
Siempre Viva Vintage.
Is it the 26th?
It'll be on the Instagram of monsterplant.co.
Yeah, go check out the IG. One of the little TikTok things that was about to be in my head, like walk with an IG model. I don't know the words. I don't know.
Walk like an IG model.
Yeah, that's it. Well, if you want to follow my butt on anything, I'm on Instagram at Nicole, TikTok at Nicole Larson with an extra N at the end. And feel free to join my Discord. We're going to be doing some plant swapping, some spooky plant swaps in October. It'll be fun. And also we play Kahoot almost every month pretty much, on my group Zoom. It's really fun. I love Kahoot. Playing little houseplant quizzes. Test your knowledge.
Coach. That's so cool. I
try. I'm just like, I like to...
You really whipped that out. And I was like... We were talking about maybe doing this 12 hours ago. Now we've got this professional setup.
Very fun. Yeah, we're doing the damn thing. But yeah, oh my God, whatever Brenna's making out there smells good. I don't know.
We'll have to explore.
Yeah, we're about to go steal some food. I hear the music coming on in. We missed you guys. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.